black, I'm a woman, and I love other women.
The South African Human Rights Commission, together with the South African government and members of the civic society, held a 3-day African Regional Seminar at Premier Hotel in Captain Park, Johannesburg. The seminar was aimed at finding practical solutions for addressing violence and discrimination against persons based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. Deputy Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, Mr. John Jeffrey, says that the South African government condemns violence or discrimination on any grounds.
We will be tabling hate crimes legislation, which seems to be an important mechanism from a number of countries. And again, hate crimes will not be specific to LGBTI people. Hate crimes will be there for any crime that is committed against a person because of their membership or perceived membership of a particular group. No country on the continent, as far as I'm aware, has a law which allows anyone to kill somebody else, anyone else. No country on the continent has a law which says that one person can beat up another person. So all the violence against LGBTI people in every country on the continent should be illegal.
The minister further states that a new model has been adopted in monitoring victims of hate crime.
The monitoring mechanism to monitor cases involving LGBTI people as the victims, as the people against whom the crime was perpetrated.
Sibongile Ndashe emphasized that the government should protect people from discrimination that leads to violence.
If a group experiences violence because they belong to a particular group, then we're not only talking about violence or bodily integrity, but we're talking about violence as discrimination, because that violence arises from belonging to that particular group. So, and that requires the state to take extra measures, not only to protect people from violence, but also to protect people from discrimination that leads to violence.
Advocate Pensi Tlakula, chairperson of African Commission on Human and People's Rights, strongly urges the South African government to take leadership on the implementation of LGBTI rights.
I request the South African government, I put them really on the spot as one of the state parties to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights to engage constructively, to take leadership and engage constructively with other state parties on the implementation of Resolution 275, but also on the rights of LGBTI persons. Because when we are in Addis, when this matter comes up for discussion, we sometimes feel that we are on our own as the Commission with no one to protect us.
Member of National Task Team, Steve Mapaseka-Letsike, also added her voice on the ending of violence in Africa.
Very important that we allow people to be themselves. And not only that, and it doesn't make me less of a human being. As an African child, I have dedicated my life to fighting injustices, and many more as African children, daughters and sons of Africa, have dedicated their lives to contribute to the social, economic, and political emancipation in Africa. So it's very critical that as we do this work and embark in this work, we have to ensure that these lives are preserved, protected, promoted, and celebrated.